Hey everyone, Django Fett here. I know it's been a while, but I had to play this game the whole way through and spend so much time through the editing process, so I apologize for that. So with this terrible time we're in right now, being stuck at home and all, I decided to dig up my old Kinect and 360 and play some old Kinect games, because I don't know about you, but I had a good experience with the Kinect initially when I was much younger. Motion controls were really cool back then, with the Wii that started it all, and then the Kinect after that. And believe it or not, the one game that I enjoyed and have been playing was Dance Central. Yes, you heard me correctly. I don't dance at all. After this one random Black Friday incident, I bought a couple of clothes from Old Navy and got Dance Central for free. I actually waited in line just for that Black Friday. It was like years ago. Then I returned the clothes and practically got the game for free. And anyway. That's the one game that has worked very well with the Kinect, and it still holds up to this day, and found it quite a workout, and replayed Dance Central to then get a copy of Dance Central 2 and play through that, and I'm even thinking about getting Dance Central 3. So I had a great idea to then get a copy of the infamous Star Wars Kinect, or Kinect Star Wars, I think. I got the title mixed up so much. So this game came out in 2012 and was published by LucasArts and developed by Terminal Reality. Terminal Reality has a weird history of games, doing everything from Blood Rain to Def Jam Rap Star to the last which killed the studio, The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Anybody remember that? I know Angry Joe does. From some people I've heard is that Kinect Star Wars was associated as the worst Star Wars game of all time. And apparently that killed the famous Star Wars games we were used to having, and the developer and publisher we all know and love, LucasArts. But when I looked through their games list, they actually did a few Angry Birds Star Wars games and Lego Star Wars Force Awakens as the last game. And they were trying to develop and publish 1313, but that didn't work out in the end. I mean, this was kind of the send-off after Disney acquired the Star Wars license and EA would take over and practically do nothing with the license itself. Now, as we start the game, we are greeted by C-3PO and R2-D2 with these terrible graphics. I know initially when it came out, people like Angry Joe said it was good, but no, I do believe back in the day, I would say it's shit, and it shows with the characters, and especially the environments in 720p. And as you get to the second screen of the menu, you're able to swipe right, but can't swipe left for some reason. Is this like a super nice dating app where you must accept everyone that appears on the screen by swiping right? And you can't swipe left? But you can hold to the left to go left, but why the effort? Now this game includes 5 modes, it's really 4 modes, with Jedi Destiny, Pod Racing, Rancor Rampage, Galactic Dance-Off, and Duels of Fate. Let's first start off with Jedi Destiny, which is a standalone campaign, and don't worry, it's not canon with Legends. Sorry Joe, you're wrong. This would be considered Infinities, probably nothing more. The story is nonsensical and doesn't tie in with episode 3 or tries to and fails completely and does its own thing for convenience's sake. And you play as a Padawan as you go through various levels, and your teacher is Marva Zane, who oddly looks like Bastila, has a yellow lightsaber, and is voiced by the original Bastila, Jennifer Hale. Very ironic. Now the levels have you using a lightsaber and force abilities with the occasional sucky duels, and it also has line speeder sequences and turret sequences incorporated. And the highlight of this game was meant to be the lightsaber combat, and it's total shit in this game. Sometimes it works and it's okay, but most of the time you'll be in uncomfortable situations and swing your lightsaber like a goddamn fool and be swarmed by enemies, and it's not fun. It's very frustrating, but you do come back to life after you die instead of restarting, which doesn't make sense, but I will take it as long as you complete the fucking game. The fighting the droids is fine, I like that, but when you fight the Trandoshans, who apparently can speak English and are a pain in the fucking ass, I hated fighting them with a passion, and I wanted nothing to do with the game after fighting them. When the Felucia level happened, I was pissed, because you get swarmed with Trandoshans, and it just hurt the entire experience from there. You guys should have seen my reaction to this absolute garbage.
Oh, you picked the wrong jungle to land in, Jedi.
Plus, it's buggy as fuck. I got stuck in many sections throughout this stupid fucking mode. Oh, and you sometimes will use force powers, but the force powers may or may not work and end up looking awful. You don't feel like a badass when using force powers like force push and throwing objects, and it just looks god awful. I feel useless when doing them. Oh, and land speeder sequences suck ass, and the only things that work are the turret sections, but towards the end of the game, that final level, I was super fucking frustrated and I hated my experience. That's the only fun you'll have, the turret sections, but at the end, oh my goodness, you just go fucking ballistic. I died like 20 times in this section alone, and I fucking hated it. And it will take you about 4 to 5 hours to complete, which is too long for me for this unnecessary campaign. But hey, it's there for those who want to play it, and I have to commend them for putting that effort of putting a campaign. You don't see that anymore in games, so I will give them credit for that. And if you complete the first tutorial level, you unlock Duels of Fate mode, which is pretty much Jedi Destiny sections sprinkled in, where you duel with an opponent in this horrible formatted lightsaber combat situation. You just dodge or block their lightsaber attacks, and then you attack, and then you just do force push to push them off, then you do that sequence again, 3 times. It feels terrible, but hey, you can fight Dooku and Vader later on, so good for that? Pod racing is the next mode, and it works pretty good. I really don't understand the discrepancy between this mode and the land speeder sections in Jedi Destiny. I only played through the first level, and it's fun. You can actually pose your character in the end when you're celebrating. I wish I'd spend more time with this mode, but it's worth playing for those who love pod racing. And god, I really need to play episode 1 Racer and review that game for you guys. The third mode is Rancor Rampage, and I thought this would be the best mode in the game, but it really isn't. You play as a Rancor and destroy everything. You can throw people, you can eat people and droids, destroy buildings and vehicles, you name it. And the concept alone is fantastic, but I had so many issues with this mode. Now the first level is great, I'll give you that, as you don't have to traverse too much, but the second level is horrid. You have to walk with your damn Rancor, and the movement is goddamn awful. It seems like the Rancor can move in one direction, but if you wanted to move in another direction, you have to stop and like swing yourself. It had a very hard time registering my movements, and it pissed me the fuck off. And I ended up hating this mode. After the third level, I just gave up. I didn't want anything to do with it. There's 4 levels, but I quit after the third level. I'm just done with this mode. I ended up hating this mode. And the final mode, you wanted to see me dance, and here it is for Galactic Dance-Off. Now this mode has been associated with the bastardization of our known beloved Star Wars characters and killing of our childhoods. Not really. People go overboard with that crap too much. This is just a low effort Dance Central knockoff with Star Wars characters. And the mode works, but it doesn't mean I have many problems with it. I will be comparing it to Dance Central as it's the next closest thing. And first off, you choose a character, but you can't even use that character in the dance mode. You're forced to use a random character, either Han Solo or Lando, then switch to another character like Leia or Han or Boba Fett, and come in to finish the song. What's the point then? Is that reserved for only 2-player mode? That's the thing about this game, is that it's 2-player options for most of the modes, but I feel it wouldn't work at all, because you would end up hitting each other the whole damn time. I don't see it working at all. It's just so stupid to incorporate 2 players. How would that work? Have you seen this fail? Anyway, you choose a bunch of songs that have a Star Wars twist to them, like I'm Han Solo, which is Riding Solo by Jason Derulo, Empire Today, and a few other originals like Aerodynamic by Daft Punk, which is an awesome addition. Anything from Daft Punk's Discovery album is fantastic, and I would say it's probably one of the greatest albums of all time. And after you choose a song, you have to match the moves that are on screen. The problem is you don't have what Dance Central had, was a break it down mode. And it's essentially a tutorial on how to perform these moves. Kinect Star Wars doesn't have that. So if you don't know how to dance and just jumping into the game for the first time, you're probably going to have a hard time. But I will say they use the same modes over and over again throughout various songs, so you don't have to worry too much if you have a hard time. It feels very lackadaisic because in Dance Central, practically every single song has new moves that you have to learn and perform, but in this it's like the polar opposite. For example, they have Bulletproof, a song from Dance Central 2 with awesome various moves. And in Kinect Star Wars, it's the same song but called Blasterproof. But you perform the Star Wars version and it feels very unoriginal, and I didn't like that. I'm not saying it has to match it, but at least do something new with it. And as you perform these songs, you can unlock Tier 2 and Tier 3 songs, which after Tier 2, I gave up because Tier 3, you must accrue a shit ton of stars. You want to know how many? 75 fucking stars. Get the fuck out of here.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
You should be able to play every song before that point, like Dance Central, in easy difficulty, at the very least, to unlock these songs. But nope, gotta do easy difficulty for every song, then do medium difficulty that I have already played through, then you can unlock those new songs. Fuck that. Plus I felt when performing these moves, it never really caught on that I never actually moved my lower body that much, so it always gave me 5 stars with every mode. And how come I can't even see how many stars I have through each difficulty in the menu? It just mind-boggling things going on here. Also, why didn't they create their own songs and just dance it with the lyrics? There was already aerodynamic, which is awesome. Well, why not let us dance to that one beat at the end of each of the Coruscant and Death Star levels? That would have been hype. I was digging that beat. So it's time for the final rating. Kinect Star Wars gets a... It's not the worst Star Wars game of all time. Hell, I don't even know what the worst Star Wars game at this point is. Maybe the EA Star Wars Battlefront games at launch? Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section. Maybe I can review those in the future, but this is not the worst Star Wars game. It's really not. It's a terrible game. It's got a lot of problems, but pod racing is actually an excellent mode. I would recommend playing it on pod racing alone. But Rancor Rampage is just... I hated that mode. And the campaign is terrible. Galactic Dance-Off, I guess you could play through that if you wanted to. But next, I'll be reviewing a few random TV shows and get back to Star Wars Omnibus reviews, including another book review at the same time. So please be sure to like this video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think of Kinect Star Wars if you've played it before in the comment section. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.